time for entry 2 of my YouTube diary. So, I have a bit of a dirty secret, and I'd like to share it with you. I have a bit of an obsession with collecting bottles. Now, I know that's not too strange, but it's kind of gotten overwhelming, and there's a lot. It started out innocently enough. I just had the occasional interesting old pop bottle, and just for funsies, you know. And usually I'll go through and I'll purge my bottle collection every so often, just because it's kind of a mess to have so many bottles, and I really don't need another empty teriyaki honey glaze sauce bottle. Honestly, who does that? But part of it, I just like glass bottles. They're so pretty. So these two I got just today. I was at Michael's, and they cost something like $1.50 because they were extremely on sale. But the colored bottles that I have, they look like potion utensils. So if I was in the world of Harry Potter, I would be prepared. And they're just so pretty. I mean, look at that. And they've got real stoppers in them. Just yay. So when I was little, I loved to pretend that I was a potion master, especially in the bathtub. I would mix my mom and my dad's shampoo with my brother and my kids' shampoo, and I would just play potion master, and it was a lot of fun. I don't really play potion master anymore because I'm 19, but it's just a reminder of when I was younger and I wanted to do potions and cast spells and stuff. So I have all these gorgeous bottles that are just perfect for potioning, because they look like the potions that are in the first Harry Potter book. This is what I picture when I read that section, where Harry and Hermione are trying to figure out the riddle and which of the 7 bottles will take them on and which one will take her back and all that stuff, and it's just so cool. And they make a nice noise too. And then I also have the more mundane jars and bottles, which are just kind of, I mean, they're interesting. This is old-time ginger beer, and it has a picture of a pirate on it. I don't know if you can see that. But that's really cool. And they're fun. And I'll probably get rid of these at some point, except for maybe the old-fashioned Coke bottle. That's pretty special, and I'll never get that again. Unless I were to buy it on eBay or something. And no, forget it. I also have this little vial, which is really cool. I don't have a lid for it, which would be even cooler. But this is from an art course that I took. And the woman who was teaching the art course had this little, she called them captured curiosities, and they're really cool. They're generally bizarre little creatures which are mixes of all sorts of different things. But it was some sort of test tube creature, and it looked a bit like a sea monster, and it was red, and it had a little tuft of hair, and it looked like it was slithering out of its test tube, and there was resin everywhere, which looks kind of like water or test tube liquid or whatever. And she gave us tubes to do the same thing, so I have the possibility of making a test tube creature, which is gonna be cool, but I haven't done it yet, and I will, and maybe when I've done it, I'll show you. Maybe, if you're good. And then I have an assortment of jars. This one's for pencils. This one's not for anything, but it had some kind of white wine jelly in it, which was interesting. But now it's just a cool jar, and I might make something out of it. I have another jar, which is just a jar, and I have caramel spread jar, which is cool. And this is a spice bottle, which doesn't have a lid. I have a spice that I'm probably going to put in this because it just came in a bag, so that will get some use. And then I have this cool jar. This was a scent jar. It still smells kind of like vanilla and coconut, but it was a gift, and I used it to scent my room, but then the liquid inside got all weird, so I had to dump it out. But I still have this pretty jar with this awesome lid, which is glass as well, and it's kind of like a crystal ball because you can sort of see everything in the room upside down, which is cool. And it makes a nice noise too when you open it. Last but not least, this one, which I've filled with mystery liquid. It's water, but I call it mystery liquid. It's so round and smooth, and it's gorgeous, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you saw the movie of the BFG when you were a kid, the Big Friendly Giant, but this looks like the bottles that he would use to store dreams in. It's the ones that he would store the good dreams in, and then he would catch it with his great big butterfly net and sort of tip it into the jar and stopper it up quick, and then he would listen with his great big ears and figure out what the dream is, and then get a label and put it on and write down what it was so that he could give it to the right kid. And that's just such a cool memory. So I have this bottle, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. But it's not very useful, but I love it anyway. So that's my dirty little secret. I collect bottles and jars like a pack rat, but I'm okay with that, and I thought I'd share it with you. Amber out.